Yo.
Yo, what up? What up?
Um,
You know how it is.
Welcome to another episode of the It's From Me podcast live on the Philly Sports Talk podcast page. I am your boy Tyler. This is my boy Rob. You know the deal. Robert is in a different place. He's on break at work, so he wanted to get a quick episode in. But
Well, not just that too. Plus, Tyler's got to think too. This is like the very first official.
this is
For
the
those who have
very.
not.
That's just why I said the It's From Me talk. It's From Me podcast on the Philly Sports Talk podcast page because this is the official.
Yo, what up? What up, normal guy? And that's a very
And
good point.
I
John L.
agree with
Williams.
John L here. I agree with John L. We got a lot to talk about because there's a lot of wrestling news that has been released today alone. So
Which
let's get into
shocker.
it. Yeah, it's
Let's
shocking
kick it
because we
off, bud.
barely even had wrestling news that ever comes out. Usually we get like 3 or 4 things. I've got 5 written down. So, um, Paige.
I mean, what
That's
is
all
there
I've
to
got to
say?
say is Paige. All I've
Have you
got
not
to
seen
say.
the?
She's now using her real name Soraya, though, but she is now
I
in
think she's going.
AEW.
I think she's going by Soraya Knight in AEW, from what
No,
I've
no, she's just
understood.
going. No, she's going by just her first name, Soraya, because Soraya Knight, that's her mom's ring name. She's basically Soraya Knight Jr.
Pretty much.
So she's just going with Soraya, just to have some separation from her mom and her wrestling and being her own
Oh yeah,
person, which I understand.
that's for sure.
But but we talked in depth about her debut.
If you're not seeing the video, we
I'm gonna
recommend go
talk
check
a
it
bit.
out.
I'm gonna talk a bit further too because I'm sorry that I was talking really low in that video. It was like 2 in the morning when I recorded it,
Hey,
Rob.
I mean, as we say, the grind doesn't stop. Doesn't matter if it's 2 in the morning,
But the
3 in the morning.
grind does not stop. And once that news dropped, I'm like, we need to make a video, and we were on it. Do you think
Oh
she's going
yeah,
to be wrestling? Yes, because
I
she
don't.
did come out. She did come out in a Twitch stream saying that she was cleared, that she was waiting
Yeah,
on the okay from WWE or any other company to give her the okay to
just
show up and wrestle.
yeah.
Um, and plus, you can look at it on her face. She's happy that she's got her wrestling career back. You can see it
Because a lot
on
of
her face.
because a lot of times not like when people aspire to be like in this case professional wrestlers, when you have like an injury like that, yeah, that puts it. We'll say that it rains on your parade. So I mean, the
Put
fact
it
that
this way. Put it this way. That her injury was the same injury Edge had.
that
Broken
is very that
vertebrae in
is
her
true
neck. Broken vertebrae in her neck, and her career was in jeopardy. It was
it
on hold
was. I mean,
until it would be fixed. I don't know what doctor they're saying. That's what I want to
but
know. What
whoever's
doctor are
whoever's
they saying?
has I guess he's got the magic touch. To,
That it's like a snap of his finger. Your career's back. I think WWE was scared to give her the okay
oh
because they
yeah, I
didn't want
do agree
nothing
with
bad to
that.
do it. And the thing is, yeah, I was saying this for months that WWE was scared to use her, and she was getting frustrated with WWE because of it. But I look at it this way: if I was Vince, or if I was whoever, I think yeah, it was Vince who was running the company. If I was, him in that situation, if I was the head guy in that situation, I would be scared too.
Like,
Like,
because
look,
that's a risk you don't want to be willing to take.
you literally broke your neck when Sasha Banks kicked you in your back, and the
Yeah, and you
whiplash
could
broke
tell
your neck.
mm-hmm.
And
And that was
the thing
scary.
is, people are, and the thing is, I did not like when people were blaming Sasha Banks when that happened. It was a freak accident. I don't blame Sasha for that.
You really shouldn't.
No, I don't blame her for that. I feel like, I felt bad for her really because she accidentally ended a person's career. She did not want to do that. No wrestler wants to end a person's career legitimately.
Oh, absolutely, that's for sure.
And I felt bad for Sasha because of that. But but yeah, if I was WWE in that situation, I would be scared too. But if she comes to me and said, "Promise me I'm fine. Doctors cleared me," gave me proof that the doctors cleared her. like paperwork that she had to get at the doctors and proves to me that she was cleared, I would say, you know what, get back in the ring. You were
Oh
getting your
yeah.
you're getting your dream back. So I'm putting you back in the ring. And if anything happens to you again, um, I would be even more scared. But you took away a person's dream just because you're scared.
Not to mention too, like they this is their living, which
And that's their
is
living. That was how she got her paycheck. She didn't join. I don't think she joined Twitch until they were scared. So she was using Twitch as her income because they wouldn't use her in the ring.
and sometimes rightfully so because that's a huge risk you're willing
Right.
to take.
Yeah, rightfully so. Because you don't want anything to happen to your talent.
Especially like she had could have been paralyzed from the neck down. Who knows?
She could have been another Dross. One neck injury and her career is over, and she's paralyzed for life. Um,
But yeah, so John Nell kind of touched upon Chris Jericho winning the ROH
Everybody's
title
upset that Chris Jericho beat Cardio. How do you guys feel about it? Do you think it was just so they can get a TV deal because that's what everyone else? Yes, yes.
because
Because look, put it this way: the reason why he won the AEW title at a pay per view before the TV deal was initially done for TNT for AEW was because he was starting. You need somebody who's a recognizable face to sell you that TV show. And that's what they did with Chris Jericho the first time. They're doing it again with this one because they're about to get a TV deal with. We're about
this
to
is
get a hold on. We're about to get a TV deal with Ring of Honor, so they had to give him that title.
and plus two. It's an also a major accomplishment for Chris Jericho too. Now
It
he's held it.
is. He's never won that title in his career at all.
I don't think he also
Because
never
he's
he never
because
wrestled.
he's because when Ring of Honor was around when it was first created and it was around for a while, he was still in WWE, having a great career in WWE. So he had no
Absolutely.
incentive. He had no incentive to go there because he was still signed with WWE and he was happy there.
Oh yeah. So John L brought up an interesting thing. Oh
We
yeah,
never
it
thought
is.
we never thought we would see Daniel Bryan wrestling again. We never thought they would see Edge wrestle again. Now they're wrestling again. That's why I am happy about Soraya's return
Oh,
because
absolutely.
now all three people have
Same.
their dream back. Same
Because
two of them had the same injury. I think Daniel's
three
problem
of
was
them
he was
did.
just scared.
Daniel Bryan also
No,
had to deal with a broken neck.
Brian never had a neck injury. He had a concussion or something, a nasty concussion. I thought it was a neck, but it was a concussion that took him out. But Edge and Soraya had the same injury. They had a broken vertebrae in their neck,
No, absolutely.
and now they're back. Now they're wrestling again, and it's amazing to see that.
It's truly amazing.
I had
Like
I
what
had a
doctors,
buddy I had a buddy tell me on Facebook. The man legitimately cried about that. And I was like, rightfully so, because of this. You saw a person's dream come back just now.
absolutely.
Finish your thought though, dude, because I kind of cut you off.
No, none.
Oh,
That's
okay.
basically what I was saying. Because, and then another thing too that I was for some reason just cut my mind, but the fact that doctors nowadays, we've seen wrestlers come back. You know, yeah, it may take some time, but the recovery rate takes them a while.
It's
Because
getting
look how
look at the trend, right?
you
It
had
took
Edge come back for
nine
the first
years.
time in nine
It
years,
it took 9 years for Edge to come back. They didn't have the technology or the medical idea of how to fix things. Well,
and
they didn't
like
know how to
Paige
fix
or
things medically. And then
and
they
so
and then somebody came up with this thing to where they could a surgery can repair a neck that quick now.
because remember Nikki Bella, say what you want about her, she could have had her job taken away as well because of that neck injury, and she came back.
The thing is, I don't like Nikki the person, but she did show some resiliency in her career. I will give her that. I don't like her as a person because she dumped John Cena for a stupid reason. She should have respected the guy. And secondly, not even a month later, she's with a new guy. Like what? But anyway,
It does make. Well,
I
that's besides the
digress.
point. But you kind of
Um,
understand the point I was making there
but
because
but but as a wrestler, I can respect her because she did have that nasty neck injury and she fought her way back to that. And yeah, she was going through stuff mentally because of that, and I will give her that. I'm happy John Moxley became a three-time AEW champion, but I felt like Bryan Danielson should have won. But I feel like they're going to give it to him at Full Gear.
I
The
could
thing
definitely see
is,
that.
the thing is, they had to give it to John Moxley and retain John Moxley because they're building up Moxley versus MJF.
Because I feel like
They're not gonna start a feud and then have it abruptly end because another person won the title in the middle of the feud.
if I'm
So
not
I kind
mistaken
of
too.
got why Mox won.
No, Tyler, correct me if I'm wrong. If MJF like the next guy according to the rankings, like the next number one contender for the AEW World Championship? Because the last time I checked, he's like up there. I think he might be like
No,
the
the thing
next
is,
guy up.
MJF's been number one contender for a full year, and they've ignored him for
Yeah,
literally literally 2 years. He was number one contender, and they ignored him for other
and which is
feuds.
ridiculous.
It is ridiculous because they lied. They lied day one. It was supposed to be like the UFC, where the number one guy in the spot gets the title shot. Yet they did WWE mess where it's just a random feud with a random contender who's like fifth on the rankings. It's like I don't know.
But John knows he
Um,
can't wait for this
that's another thing I
Survivor
want to
Series.
talk about too. But the second thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to say this right now: don't let the door hit you on the way out, CM Punk,
Oh
because
yeah,
he reportedly wants a buyout and wants out of his contract. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
at this point, just hang it up.
I can see why WWE got rid of you in 2014. I can
Because
see
originally,
why they did it in the most petty way ever. I can see why. I can see it now.
oh, absolutely.
The love that I had for this guy when he debuted, it's gone now. I don't like him anymore. He's
And
done.
not to mention, he's lost a lot of respect behind the scenes.
He's lost a lot of respect to Tony Khan. He lost a lot of respect to the talent because he wanted to fight the talent.
Like it was bad
It's
enough that
it's done.
you're like you
It's
said, you pissed off Tony Khan. You definitely pissed off Chris Jericho because I know that was kind of personal. 'Cause I know Chris Jericho was kind of pissed off about him at the same point, but even though he kind of realized,
how did he piss?
and that's it,
How did he make Chris Jericho mad?
because I'm not saying make him mad, but I mean, because remember, you got two. He's also another veteran too. But the fact that if you're a veteran and you're acting that way, I would say I think he lost a tremendous amount of
You would
respect.
imagine that he's mad, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I would.
Um, I would, I would, I would say he would be. I would imagine that he's mad too because a veteran should not act like a child, and CM
Pretty
Punk is
much.
acting like a child. And yes, the media did misconstrue some things, and yes, he had the right to get mad about that. But to start a fight with the Young Bucks for
Not
no
to mention,
apparent because they're the EVPs and my booking was terrible. Your booking was not terrible. You were literally their top champion
yeah, that is absolutely true.
because you lost one squash match because of a false injury, which was really a good way to work the match at all out that year or this year,
Yeah,
and to win the title and then to lose the title to John Moxley. I mean, I wouldn't have minded
and that's a very
if
good
I
point
was
too.
him.
John,
If he's been the number one guy to go for the world title for a year, why didn't they put the belt on MJF instead of giving it to CM Punk before that whole situation happened? Exactly, John L.
that's the kind of
Exactly. But
that's
here's
the
the thing:
kind of point we're talking.
they signed
Kind of,
they signed CM Punk. They went with the crowd reaction instead of the right move. But here's the thing: drama would have happened even sooner if they wouldn't have put the belt on him.
That
They just delayed the inevitable, putting the belt on him.
and
Because
I
in
feel like
WWE they he didn't get his way in WWE in 2013. He didn't get his way. What happened? He didn't get his way in AEW. What happened?
he might be gone, and that's the kind of thing we were just talking about too. Because when you think of the buyout,
No, they're not. No, no. There's report. There's we don't have any updates. There's just reports right now saying that he's wanting a buyout.
oh yeah,
So as of right now, nobody knows if it's a false rumor
well,
or
ain't that the truth?
MJF is over than half the people on the roster. Did you not hear the pop he got? I almost forgot last night that he was a heel. That's how big of a pop he got, and he was
And
reacting.
that's the
Right,
crazy.
he was like kind of reacting like a baby face, kind of
Even though
calling
it is,
the fans his devil worshippers, which is funny
but I
because
mean, I'm all for it.
it's like he made the fans turn heel with him, which is awesome.
And look, which I'm, because the thing is too, like
Heck, if
you
MJF
got
calls
you.
me if MJF calls me a devil worshiper and calls me a heel, damn it, I'm a heel.
I mean,
I'm a bad
and
guy.
that's the thing too. Think it this way. You have MGF, who I think is like 24, 25, so already into or start the beginning of his prime.
The guy,
Also,
the guy is 25, I think.
also congratulations to MJF too. Everyone don't want to forget about that too. At the same time,
Yeah, congratulations on the engagement, man. But he's 25 and he is a star,
and
bona fide
shit,
star.
the way
And
I see
everything
it,
he says about his stardom and bragging about himself on TV, everything he says, completely right. Completely
it
right.
kind of like the way he acts like a heel kind of reminds me. I'm trying to think of a comparison. Kind of like how the Rock, like the Hollywood Rock, heel that heel run. That kind of gives me that kind of vibes.
Yeah, it
You
does give
know,
me that vibe too. I totally, I did not, I, yeah, it was kind of like The Rock, 'cause, he did come. I think he did have like a segment where he called his associate or something at
or
one point,
whatever it was.
and then The Rock would diss the crowd and stuff like that, and then MGF is dissing the crowd, but now he's like
It's
not dissing the crowd.
but looks like he's embracing it,
He's
which is
embracing he's embracing the love as a heel.
which
What?
wanted to because the way I see it was is like one, you're a heel, you're supposed
You
to
know
get
who
hated.
else? Do you know who else I see who's embracing the love from their fans as a heel? And I sent you a
Um,
video of it.
oh
Britt
crap.
Baker. Britt Baker.
Right, yeah, Britt Baker's another perfect.
Baker. Britt Baker's walking. I see a video of somebody recording, and somebody was chanting DMD. She looks at the person that chanted, winks at him,
Like
blows
she
him a kiss, and walks. I'm like,
like literally
you're right. That's not a heel move.
like that's just breaking character.
It's breaking character. That's not a heel move.
And going to go back to MGF's engagement, the only one time he breaks character for the first time, I was like, I didn't like.
Was
I'm
in a
happy
picture.
for him, but
It was in a picture.
it was weird to see him break
I'm like,
character.
I literally was like breaking news. MGF breaks character in a picture with his girlfriend, now fiance.
Oh yeah, John L says he was all out when
I was at All
when
Out
he came
Live when he
back.
came back. My entire section went crazy for him when he came back. The entire arena went crazy at All Out.
Absolutely,
The entire arena. I watched that event. The entire arena
because
went.
AEW's got you got a legitimate star in your hands. And you if you drop because we've seen it time and time again promotions that have a star in their hands like an MJF, you come out and drop the ball, and we've seen it time and time again.
Yeah,
But
but
I feel like
they were close to dropping the ball on the guy before he left the first time. Which now I really think that the walkout was legitimate, kind of,
yeah,
and the rant was legitimate. But then he came back. I mean, he came back after a
it
while.
was looked
Yeah,
legitimate, but you also
it
think
was
it was
legitimate.
also a work.
I feel like it was kind of a work. It was a work shoot. Some of it was
Yeah, it
real,
was
some
like
of it
one of
was
those
not.
things.
It was a work shoot. It was half real, half not. Um, but the him not showing up for work for months on end, that was real. Because you can't cut a promo, walk out, and then not, and then usually if the guy's not going to show up on TV and it's not legitimate, you would say he's suspended for X amount of months as a work
Exactly.
in a storyline. But no, they didn't say anything. He just didn't even show up.
But then again, you have to realize like the kind of situation he was in. So the fact you've been in,
He
you know,
was
the number
being
one
put on.
contender
He was
for,
being. He even said it himself in the rant. He was being put on the back burner
and
for
that's actually what,
CM
and that,
Punk, for CM Punk and his toxic self.
it's
And
like
the
that's a
thing
bad
is,
look.
the crowd was cheering. The crowd was cheering because they knew he was right. I was cheering because I knew he was right. He's
Like
right.
the dude, even though he's a heel, but
His,
he knows how to speak the truth.
he spoke the truth. He goes, "I'm expendable, and you're misusing me." And the
I
thing is,
mean,
he was completely right. But the thing is, it was kind of like the pipe bomb in 2011. But now I think he was had the better pipe. MJF had the better pipe bomb
I think
because
that's a better
think
the
he's.
better pipe bombs.
I don't think he's causing havoc backstage like Punk is. Yes, I'm being petty throughout this show. Okay, CM Punk is a loser.
CM Punk is a
Forever,
piece of
he
crap.
he'll always be a loser. I don't care. And I love AJ Lee. I love AJ Lee, but your husband, fix your husband, please,
Sorry
because
about that.
he's a piece of work.
Oh yeah,
Not even,
absolutely.
um and I'm just done with talking about Punk right now. But it finally had happened. Oh wait, Triple H is bringing War Games. We know Team Bianca is going to be on there against Damage Control. Who are you putting on Team Bianca?
That's
Basically
an interesting
everybody
question.
that's all. That's basically everybody that's on Team Bianca right now. Alexa, Asuka, and I don't know who else. Alexa and
I can't think
Asuka.
of any others, but what
Alexa and
the
Asuka.
fact?
Because there's
Yeah,
three members of Damage Control. So Alexa and Asuka. It's a 3-on-3 War Games match. Um, yeah, unless it's 4-on-4, then I don't know who they're gonna pick on both
yeah, because
sides.
I think the War Games has always been no, because I remember I think
War
it's
Games
either
is
other
always
before.
no War Games is always 4-on-4, so there has to be another member. I don't know who the
Yeah,
fourth
so
is
there's got to be
gonna be.
one more member for each team.
I don't know. I don't know who it's gonna be, but it finally has happened.
And
The
I
acclaimed
mean,
have arrived. They won the
honestly,
tag belts.
it's well. I think it was well deserved for them, even though
Well,
despite the fact
yeah.
that they've been, I feel like
Did
been
you?
been like
But
the
here's the thing. You
punching
know what
bags.
made me? Do you know what made me think that they were probably gonna win on
What's
Wednesday
that?
when they showed up and got that pop that they did
You know what? That's a very good point.
in a
That's a very good point.
stadium, no less, in a stadium.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
Because
yeah,
just for me, because we always remember the claim being like the AW's punching bags because it's like it was like jobbed out to other people and stuff like that. But you know, I
they
don't
weren't
know.
really
Like
jobbed out. They weren't really jobbed out. They were winning, but they were kind of just winning in the lower mid card. They weren't really winning in the tag title. They weren't really in the tag title picture that much.
but I think overall, it was. I think it was well deserved to them. But
Yeah,
look, and I saw like one clip, like look like Swerve and Keith Lee. For some reason, I might take this out of context, but I feel like there's something else might be going on with between Keith Lee
there
and
are
Swerve
signs,
Strickland.
and they did show signs at
You
one of
know
the
the clip,
events they're doing.
what I'm saying in question, because I feel like I feel like I smell like heel. I feel like one of them's going to turn heel. I think that might be Swerve
I
Strickland.
feel like I wouldn't buy Keith Lee as a heel. I
No, because
would
he's been
buy
a
Swerve
national.
as a heel more. He's more of like a baby face. Like he's more of a lovable baby face than he is a heel. Um,
Yeah,
even when he had that heel, he didn't even seem like a heel to me when he was in it against the Acclaim. It was more so Swerve being a heel.
that's what I'm saying. That
And
Schwartz
then,
Strickland
and then
might
you
be
have
the guy.
Keith Lee, and then you have Keith Lee trying to come in, play Peacemaker,
And you can definitely tell that didn't sit right with Schwartz Strickland. And
and it did not sit right. No, and I feel like him playing Peacemaker in the match, it's Swerve that's going to turn heel on Keith.
yeah, and John L. Yeah, they were all three of them.
We're already starting that story with the whole Peacemaker Keith Lee thing in the match. But yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to be Swerve, and we're going to get a quality storyline with them. Yes, I kind of wish Swerve and Our Glory lasted a little bit longer, but it's
yeah,
time.
that is true.
I feel like both
But
of
I
them are
mean, look,
better as I feel like both of them are better as single stars.
yeah, because I mean, we've seen the track record speaks for themselves for both each competitors. Because
Yeah.
we know what Keith Lee is. I mean, we even though he has been in, I think what so far, I think from what I remember, two tag teams. A lot of people don't remember he used to tag with Shane Taylor back in Ring of Honor. A lot of people don't not remember that, but went off his own. And I think it was like a
Oh
one
wait,
time thing
he was in that faction with Shane
with
Taylor.
Shane Taylor. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
early in
I
Ring
did
of
not
Honor.
realize that was Keith Lee.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
Keith.
yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people don't remember that because people always remember like Shane Taylor was the one guy that had rose to stardom in Ring of Honor because for when it comes to the big guys, but a lot of people don't, like I said, don't remember that Keith Lee teamed with Shane Taylor, and it was like they did like some few matches, but obviously there was a heel turn with Shane Taylor. Both went on their separate ways, and pretty much that was it. I mean, Keith Lee
And
did
then
his
you had
thing,
Keith Lee. Then you had Keith Lee going to Evolve for a little bit, and then he was signed by NXT at that great NXT run, and then went to the main roster and floundered.
and just I was about to say,
Quit.
yeah, about the flounder.
He
Of
floundered.
course,
Quit.
because
Um.
my thing is like it, because I feel like he could have been a lot better under, like it did. Well, say if Triple H could have taken over a lot sooner. I think
He would
you
have
know
gotten booked better. And the thing is, Swerve got screwed too because he was on Hit
that's
Row.
another.
Gets called up a week later after their push.
And they don't
All of
get
them
their
get
pink slips.
released. All of them get released. Three members come back and they couldn't get a fourth because he was signed with AEW already.
So this is an interesting question by John L. So John L says, me and my friend.
Me and my friend trying to start a wrestling show, and I figured since you guys are two friends of mine, how did you guys come up with the
Actually, that's
show?
more on Tyler's end.
Um, just go for it, and then find and the thing is, do some
Trying to find a
research.
name that.
Do some research, see what names are taken and what names aren't. Um, I called this show initially SmackDown Saturday podcast. I used to have it on
Yeah.
Saturdays. Then I realized, trademark. I don't want to deal with that. Then I tried to see who has the It's From Me podcast name. Nobody had it, so I said, you know what?
No.
Let's make it that. So find a name that do some research, see what names are available, what names are not, and
Because
then
I mean, that's this is like talking wrestling is like also great content because like for us, and kind of divert a little bit, for those who have followed the show, yes, we had a separate channel for it, but I mean, you've seen us countless many times over many, however many episodes you
and
heard our voices.
when you do the show, do what I do.
Make sure you write shit
Write
down.
write stuff down because if you don't write stuff down,
You're gonna
you're you're
forget.
you're, you're gonna forget what you want to say, what topics you want to cover, and there's gonna be a lot of dead air time.
Ugh, God,
You're not going to
remember
talk.
that? Oh, yeah, like our earlier
I've done
episodes.
that
Good
one
God,
time. I did that the first episode of the podcast on
that was so
Anchor,
bad.
and my mom listened to it, and she said, why don't you write stuff down?" I'm like, "Yeah, good idea."
Yeah, because
Second
it's not a podcast
episode,
if you don't write shit down.
second,
But
second, second thing, second episode, I wrote stuff down infinitely better.
yeah, but like we said,
I just froze for a second. What?
no, you,
But
not on
but
my
yeah,
end.
infinitely better, infinitely
because I
better.
mean, oh, absolutely, and we've seen we've seen a tremendous amount of people starting wrestling shows. There are huge wrestling fans like myself, Tyler, and for those who are in the chat or watching the stream, anything's possible. Whether you like wrestling, sports, whatever
Yeah.
the case may be.
And when you start podcasting on you and do it on YouTube. Don't do it on Anchor because Anchor it's
No, because
very
that shit's
limited.
gonna fucking buffer like a motherfucker. But
It's
that's
not
besides
it's
the
not
point.
that it's not that it's gonna buffer. You're very limited of how many viewers you will get on
Yo, what
here
up? What up?
on YouTube. The sky's the limit, and
Pretty
and we've
much,
done pretty well for ourselves.
especially
But you
moving
got
the show.
but another thing too when you're talking about topics that you've written down, talk with some confidence
Absolutely,
because there's been a few early episodes on Anchor where I'm not talking with confidence. And
and
Rob, the
hey,
same
look,
thing. You're
and
welcome,
trust,
brother.
oh,
We're
trust
here
me.
to we're here to help people out, and
But
not just with any like life and stuff, and even with if you want to start a podcast, you can hit us up for advice, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook,
or you can
here.
hit or reach me on Instagram because all of the social media links are in link down
So
below. Or
so
you
so
want
no, so no no no
to,
no.
you're
I'm saying Gus, thank you for asking. Thank you for asking
no, that was just a great question. But
because if you want to start something, reach for the stars, man. That's the big
shit,
thing. Reach for the stars.
absolutely. But
Don't be scared
you
to
know,
try something. Don't be scared to try it. Because there's been a
yeah,
few times where I tested the water on YouTube. I got discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Adapt
and
if adapt when things get rough on YouTube. Adapt.
take it from me. I helped this man help adapt to the YouTube game.
He adapted me, and he also helped me adapt with the show. Because
Because
I initially wanted it to be a separate channel, but the separate channel that I had floundered. So I said, I'm moving it to this channel. So
because
this
we
guy,
because he and I others this way.
this yeah,
Sorry, the camera. Well, I
yeah,
have
it's
my phone
inverted.
because I have it
Okay,
on
I'm
my
sorry,
pillow.
it's inverted. Yeah, this guy right here,
Yeah.
helped me out. He helped me out.
Well,
Um,
and not just that too. And for those who have, well, we didn't really talk about this, but because he and I kind of did talk behind the scenes, because we do appreciate who follow that channel, but let's be real, like it just seems like
it's just
we seem to get
we hit a ceiling, an obvious glass
yeah,
ceiling, and we couldn't break through. Here we broke through, and now we're soaring. But the
absolutely,
thing
but
is, don't get discouraged if the subscriber count stops.
just keep
Adapt,
working.
keep working, adapt. If
Like
you need help, keep messaging us. We'll help you.
actually, that's not a bad idea to talk about on the late night show on Monday nights.
Honestly, I'm thinking about that. We could do a show on here to where we just help people start channels, give
That's what I'm saying.
advice.
That's why I have if you like our late night shows, we have one
Yeah,
coming up on Monday night.
yeah. And if you wanna come in and you want more advice, come in on the late night show on Monday night, and we will help
Absolutely.
you. I will be glad to help, and I know Rob's gonna be glad to help too.
And but yeah,
But
and we'll talk to our personal experiences and basically how we got and here we are to this point, being fully monetized. What I mean? But other than that, before we get into it, the It's Real to Me podcast is also sponsored by SeatGeek. If you guys want to go to concerts, wrestling events, whatever the case may be, you make sure you enter the promo code Spotlight Sports Network, which is down below in the description for save $20 off, which is all eliminates the fees altogether. So you guys do not want to really, let's be real, not miss out. Or you want to check out, you get your like any Fanatics like merch
I
from.
was, dude, I was gonna do that too. You were gonna do SeatGeek. I was about to break that up and do Fanatics, but
Well,
Fanatics. If you want your gear, if you want your favorite team's gear, if you want wrestling shirts, they have those
you
too.
the link is
Um,
down below.
do we have a promo code for that, Rob?
I don't I don't know. I don't think we have one, but if you
Oh,
can
we
also
just
check. Yeah, so
Uh,
that was an official partnership, but that's still another sponsor
if
in
you
its
if you want
own.
to get if you want to get your jerseys, if you want to get
Sure.
baseball caps, if you want to get basketball gear, if you want to
Or the
get
case may be,
wrestling shirts, man, Fanatics is the way to go.
or think about this too. If you want to also rep the Philly Sports Top Podcast YouTube page, our our spread shop merch store is linked down below as well, so you can also check out that merch shop as well if you want to rep. You know, you've got one hoodie, shirts, tank tops, backpacks, whatever the case may be. We got
We
it.
got
Link is
mugs.
down below.
We got coffee mugs. If you're a coffee
Everybody,
drinker,
oh, I'm sorry, I'm
get your
paying them,
mugs.
but yeah.
But I'm also
Now this is an interesting thing. So going
I
back to
also
the
hold on. Also, I am trying with my buddy Rob to get merch of this show off
I'll
the
see if I can
floor,
talk to Key about it.
but I have to talk to Keith about that. But the White Rabbit thing, I'm pretty sure you guys know about the White Rabbit. Everyone thinks it's Bray Wyatt, but I don't want to say it's Bray Wyatt until I officially see it. It's Bray. It's definitely
I
Bray.
mean,
You got to really think about it. If you're looking
even
at
though
it face value, if you look at it at face
it looks
value,
stupid.
it doesn't look stupid. You don't even know who it is.
Exactly. It's
But
it gets you.
but here's the thing. There's like this red circle on the corner of this of the screen of the code.
Yeah, the QR code.
Look at Bray's Twitter account. There's a red circle.
So
The White
I
Rabbit.
mean,
The White Rabbit is the Rambling Rabbit.
yeah, and they got. I mean, it's easy to put two and two together. Like we
And
know.
in the code itself, he asked the same question of Michael Cole in an interview and said you did to him.
Which is
That was
it's
that the riddle and the code answer itself
which
was
is
what he said in 2015 or 2014 or whenever he
or
debuted
where
as the
whatever that
Eater
was.
of Worlds, the Eater of Worlds.
Honestly, probably one of two of his best gimmicks that he has had. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
and can I
Because
and I really and like I said in the last show, I want to pick his brain
I think all wrestlers should because the
for
creative genius part.
his creativity is next to none.
It's
And the thing is, when he said he was going to do that horror movie, and I hope he did that horror movie, and I hope it gets released in theaters because I want to go see it because of his mind alone.
absolutely because not just that too. Like he knows how to be cryptic. Like he doesn't like his the way he goes about it being like cryptic. Like he like remember back in I think it was 2015. You know he would say like he said well whatever's in riddles and he tweeted it out on his Twitter like who like basically what the answer is
He
and it basically led up to
took a kid's song, he took a kid's Christian song and made it creepy
and
in
not
his
just
feud
that too.
with
The
Cena.
thing when I'm also thinking is too, like, and he also broke down the kind of promos he has cut and used that as riddles, and people had to, to decipher them,
Yeah.
and that's what led up to what the Fiend is
Also,
now.
also the dual personality gimmick, the Fiend gimmick, was so
That's great
genius,
because I don't
and
think
I
we ever
cannot
seen that
believe
before.
nobody saw that before, ever. They saw Undertaker,
And
they saw Kane, but here's the thing: his horror gimmicks, Bray Wyatt's horror gimmicks, have depth, more depth than the Undertaker, more
there's some
depth than
backstory
Kane.
to it.
There's a but here's the thing: you had backstory to Undertaker and Kane, but Bray Wyatt's horror characters have even more depth.
And and I also saw on his Instagram one time, I think one time where he actually worked with can't remember his name, but he knows how to make like the best horror masks for like Michael Myers, like Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, like any of the classic horror slashers. Bray Wyatt has worked with him, and him designed the mask for the Fiend.
Yeah, and I thought the mask looked great. And the thing is, when they resold the mask, I knew the mask looked cheap. I'm like, you should have just went to the same guy Bray went to and just did that because the mask looks cheap. I hate it. But But Bray's mask itself is great. And
No,
the
it
thing is,
is.
I love that character. I love that character, and I wish they would use it better. Yeah, he won the world title with that character, but let's face it, he was a transitional champion both times with both gimmicks,
Yeah,
which sucked. Should have had a longer reign. Should have had a better. He should have had a better feud with Randy for Mania.
but yeah, but
They
that's kind
made
of where we at.
they made the guy into a guy who fell in love with Alexa, and and the distraction was he fell in love with Alexa because she was there, and then he rolled up and I'm like, what?
Yeah,
I'm like, that makes no sense.
it really didn't, and
I'm like, you
we
made
saw
him
the
fall
actor.
in love with it. You made him fall in love with his sidekick, and I'm like, this is supposed to be a horror movie, not a romance movie. What? What? It's supposed to be like a
But I
horror movie
mean,
type thing, not a romance movie. What? What? Okay, whatever. Like, but
so
yeah.
this is interesting. So John now asks, who do you give Bray
Who do you
Wyatt?
give? Who do you give Bray Wyatt? Do you give him straight to Roman, or do you at least wait till Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, or SummerSlam? I'm waiting till Mania.
Yeah, I think mainly I
You
think it's a better opportunity.
you don't immediately feed him to Roman until Mania. But the thing is, Roman's already building a feud for Rock at Mania.
Yeah,
So I would probably give him Royal Rumble because it's the second best option.
yeah,
Um, but for Bray, but I deciphered the code kind of. We deciphered it together on our last live stream.
absolutely.
We deciphered this, and we came to the conclusion it's most likely Bray Wyatt.
Because who else could be the best or the master of cryptic stuff? I mean,
Yeah,
Bray's the only one we can think of. It.
he's done so much cryptic stuff in his career.
And
Even
it's
when he
very.
started the cryptid stuff, we should have known it was Bray Wyatt.
I mean, it's like what
And but the
like you
thing
said.
is,
I mean,
and I noticed too, he didn't just give a date, Rob. He gave a time. 9:23 at 9:23.
that's which is wow.
It's even crazier. So at 9:23 on the 23rd of September, this Friday,
Which just
expect Bray Wyatt.
that's gonna be right.
Um, the last thing I want to talk about because we talked about the next thing I was going to talk about was the ROH World Title and Chris Jericho winning it. Um, Maria Kanellis wants the Divas title back in WWE.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely goddamn not. Nope. No. 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 No.
Is it bad
No.
enough that I actually like the women's title design better than the Divas title? Is it really that bad? Even though it's generic as all hell.
I hate both titles.
But I mean,
it looks like the world title, but in different
well, you
colors.
copy and
The
pasted it
thing is,
and made it
but the
smaller.
thing is, but the thing is, I would rather have those titles than the Divas titles
Than the butterfly.
and the butterfly. It like
like
I hate to say it, it looks like a tramp stamp
I think,
on a title.
but it's like because I I don't know what the hell she was thinking.
And I don't know what she's thinking. Like, yes, I get that was your era. You were a diva. You were a women's wrestler. But shouldn't you be wanting women's wrestling in the forefront than what it was back in the day? If you bring back the Divas title, you're bringing back what they were, not what they are.
Exactly. But
But it's all. But yes, I don't hate Maria for saying what she said. Think about what you're saying, Maria, please.
absolutely. But other
Because
than
I
that,
like you. I love you as a human being. You're a great human. You're a great mother. You're a great wife to your husband, Mike, who's a great father and who's a great husband to you. And I wish you guys and your family a world of happiness. Please think about what you're saying, Maria. Please.
absolutely.
But
But
yeah, that's pretty much all we have for you today. Again,
um, actually, not too bad though. But like we
any
said,
other topics that we missed that we could cover in the comments for us?
and then we'll do that for the next show if we do tend to miss any.
When do you give Cody his title shot? Because we all know Cody is going to come back soon, maybe sooner rather than later, but
That's
soon.
interesting.
Thank you for that. I missed that comment. Um, I really want him to get the title. But now it's kind of convoluted because I was when he had that match with Stats a few months back at Hell in a Cell, it was still not the road to WrestleMania. We're getting closer and closer to WrestleMania.
Yeah,
And it seems like Roman's not dropping the belts even at Mania. I was hoping that
and that's what's frustrating. Like,
it's frustrating because I had this whole plan where um in my head, this whole story in my head where um Seth wins the title at a pay-per-view in November or September into October or November. One of those 3 months.
oh
Clearly
yeah,
that's because he's in a feud at Riddle right now instead of being in the world title picture. Roman just beat who did he beat again?
Drew McIntyre,
Drew McIntyre for the titles at Clash. And now he's feuding with Logan Paul
which
for a
doesn't make
Saudi
sense.
show. It doesn't make sense. And that's like the first loss that I would give Triple H is why are you letting this match take place and why are you still doing Saudi shows?
Exactly.
Like, don't get me wrong, the people of Saudi, they're not the problem. Is that the WWE is getting paid by their government. That's the problem.
That yeah, but
And their government's corrupt. They killed a reporter.
well, we don't want to get too further into that because that's a whole different.
Oh, I'm getting into it, Rob. I'm getting into this because I am mad about the Saudi thing. Why are you still doing Saudi shows?
Exactly. That's
So I'm mad about the Saudi thing. I'm also mad that they're giving a YouTube celebrity a title shot, a world title shot.
like,
Yes, yes, I get Logan Paul's not that bad in the ring. It's probably going to be a good match anyway. But
but
you're giving a YouTube celebrity a title shot,
like you have other guys
like
like
early, and he just signed. The problem isn't that he's a YouTube celebrity. I don't know why I said that. It's the fact that you're giving him a title shot a few months in.
you have other
Give him
people
maybe a year
waiting.
to 2 years, and then give him a title shot.
That is true,
Like
but
I will say this: Logan Paul does deserve to be in WWE. He does.
absolutely. But it's
And
just
I know people are gonna hate me for it, but Logan
who gives
Paul
a
does
fuck?
deserve to be in WWE because of what
I
he
mean,
has
he
done the
showed it.
past two matches. He's shown his skill. He's shown that he can be charismatic on the mic and he can speak on the mic,
And he's done a lot of training too. You could definitely
and he's trained. And also, people want to keep talking about that incident in Japan in 2015.
that's
He's
7 years
since
ago.
he's since grew the hell up. He's got more mature.
Yeah,
The problem that I have is his brother, not him. His brother's the problem, not him.
yeah,
But
that is absolutely true.
I don't think he deserves a title shot this soon. And I don't think WWE should do Saudi shows. I'm
I don't.
sorry.
Yeah, I
And I'm
couldn't
not
agree
watching that
more.
show. I haven't watched the last few Saudi shows. The
The
only
Crown
Saudi
Jewel
show
has
that I
not been.
the only Saudi show that I watched was the first Saudi show. And that was before I was, you know, I did my research about what went on in Saudi. Said
Yeah, because
I barely watched the news. I still
Crown Jewel
barely.
has not one of it's not been one of the best shows that WWE's ever even put on.
Crown Jewel,
Let's
it's
keep it real.
basically just a glorified house show.
pretty much. It's because you would think, yes, I know. I mean, yeah, a lot of others, stuff.
I can look if the card release it if the Saudi Crown Jewel card comes out when the Saudi card comes out, and I see all the matches and all the title matches, I bet you 100% of the title matches are all retains.
So John Ellis says we're not. Logan Paul's not going to last 5 minutes in the ring with Roman. You'd
Here's
be
the thing:
surprised.
you'd be surprised. He's not. He's no slouch. That's what I thought. Where in his first match, he's not going to last 2 minutes in the ring, and then he shocked me. And then at SummerSlam,
No.
he had that killer match at SummerSlam. I love that match.
Yep,
Um,
absolutely.
he's gonna last maybe a good 10 minutes, probably
I
15
say
minutes.
I was about to say between 10 and 15 minutes.
Between 10 and 15, he's not gonna go past 20. He's not gonna go past 30. He's not gonna have like
No,
a
he's not
match of
like
the
these
year.
guys that. But
He's
I
gonna
think
get
once
he's gonna get a solid 10 to 15 minutes. But he's not gonna
honestly,
have a 5 minute squash match.
now call him crazy though. If he still had the cruiserweight, I think he'd be perfect. Would be a perfect for the cruiserweight division
He
of
has
his
that,
skill set.
But here's the thing. He's not built like a cruiserweight. He's bigger than
Shit,
a
you're right.
cruiserweight. And he's also taller than a cruiserweight. So I would feel like he would be a fit in the world
That's
title
redundant.
picture, maybe the mid card,
Okay, yeah, I think the mid card.
but to catapult him into the world title picture that early, no.
Yeah,
Now is not the
no,
time. Maybe I'll give it a year to 2 years because
that is true.
I don't completely hate, I don't actually hate Logan Paul in WWE. He's actually
No,
really on all fronts.
I think bringing someone like Logan Paul, I feel like it's bringing like a fresh face in. I mean, to give like a different look at some of these new people coming in. Like I don't know, like when you brought in Karrion Cross, we knew what we're getting out of Karrion Cross. You mean that was more, you say more like the tame version of it, but you kind of get the point. But
Yeah,
other than that,
he wasn't the killer that he was outside of the movie because he couldn't be because it was PG. You can't be the
yeah,
killer that you are. You can't be Killer Cross. You have to be somebody else. And of course, I kind of understood the name change too when they went from Killer Cross to Carrion. Killer's
which
not PG.
new
That's
that's
kind of
more
that's good.
TVMA.
That's new. You can't use killer, the word killer on the PG TV. So I kind of got why he was named Carrion. And it was his
I
choice
mean,
to it was his name choice. So I'm not mad at that. But
but I think he knew what he was getting into. I think that was a very smart decision.
yeah.
But other
But
than that,
again, the Logan Paul thing, I don't give him
it's
the world title.
ridiculous.
Don't give him a world title shot this early. Wait a year to 2 years at the most. Or at least.
But I mean, yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Um, yeah, I mean, we pretty much got everything pretty much wrapped up in the
Yes.
last 54 minutes. But other than that, I have no other final
SeatGeek.
thoughts.
Um, my final thoughts are I'm doing a sponsored thing again. SeatGeek save $20 off with the promo code Spotlight Sports
Okay.
Network. Spotlight
Yep.
Sports Network, or is it
Yeah,
just
that's the
Spotlight
promo. That's the
Sports?
promo code. It's all one.
Okay, Spotlight Sports Network.
I have it in the description down below so people can check that out.
So go down
It's
here. And
yeah,
also if you want your jerseys, go to fanatics.com down below in the
link down below.
description.
But yeah, you can
If you'd
check us
like
out
to,
on
if
all
you'd
social
like,
media.
yes, I'm on Twitter at Israel Me on YT. Um, I do like I interact with people there, so I basically that's all I do. I use it as like a personal slash business account.
Yeah.
Um,
But if you
for
like
the show.
sports stuff like that, check out. I mean, as you can see on the overlay at Philly Podcast YT. So, like I said, all of our social media is linked down below. You can check
Yes.
it. All check not just me, Tyler Up, but also the rest of our crew here at the Spotlight Sports Network as well.
Also, follow us on TikTok at this this right
Yeah,
here,
Philly Sports 97, absolutely. We're still trying
and
to
follow
grow
me
that
on
TikTok.
TikTok. I usually post updates on what show is going to be next. I also just post funny videos, like
Yeah,
because I use it as a personal slash business account. So I just post funny videos.
yeah, but
Um,
when that being,
that are
but
oftentimes cringy, but
yeah, I
sometimes they're
mean,
good. But
but
yeah, follow me on all social media. Follow my buddy Rob on all social media. Follow us on here. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell if you liked what you saw.
make sure
For
you smash the
more
like button.
videos, smash that button. No, no, don't smash that line button. Elbow drop that sucker.
Yep,
Elbow
that's a good
drop
point.
that sucker. No,
But
leg drop that sucker like you're Hulk Hogan. Okay.
mm, I say elbow
No,
drop it
you
like
break your
Randy
phone.
Savage.
No, you break your phone doing that. Just elbow drop it. Just lightly tap
Yeah,
it.
but other than that, this is Robert and Tyler from the Instrument Podcast and the Philly Sports Talk
Yes.
Podcast YouTube page. We'll see you guys in the next episode.